Hi everyone. This is our third game from our 51st ICA chess tournament. So here this game is played between Nillesh and Aaryan. Nillesh is playing with white pieces here and Aaryan black pieces. This game was played so nicely. That's why I have selected this game. So let's see. Here the game was opened with e4, then e5. We have nf3, then we have an f6, which is known as Petrov's defense. Now n takes e5. So this is our main system of Petrov defense. N takes e5. Now queen e7. Now this move is actually dubious move here. After this move, white has very nice advantage on the board. So before I explain this move, let me show you what was the correct move here. The correct move was d6. Actually, black should not try to capture this pawn quickly here. If black tries to capture this pawn quickly here, then there is one well-known trap. It is called Petrov's trap. Then queen e2 we have. Then if the knight goes back, then we can apply the Petrov's trap and c6. You can see there is discovered check and the queen is gone here. Queen cannot protect the check here also because knight will capture the queen. The queen is gone here, so which is very famous trap here actually. Now here black should not capture this pawn. Even black should not play queen e7. Here the correct move is d6, then nf3, and then black should capture this pawn. So in this position, white has so many moves: nf6, which is Nimzovich variation, then d3, French attack, d4, classical line, even c4, Kaufman variation, even e2, Cozy variation, or you can say Lasker variation, e2, queen e7. Then it is equal from black side, from white side. Let's go back. So here, after n takes e5, black played queen e7. Now let me explain why this is mistake move here. First of all, you can see that black is blocking his bishop diagonal. So black cannot bring the bishop quickly in the game. For that reason, black cannot do castle. There is development issue for black here. So now white can control the center also by playing d4. You can see that. So that is also good move here. So black can capture this one, but that is not that much strong for him. Actually, we have bishop d3. It is very attacking game for white actually. So when the knight will be moving back, then we can see that we have short castle and the rook will be coming here. Very nice attack on the king and queen. So for that reasons, it was advantage for white here actually. But in the game, after playing queen e7, white was unable to hold his advantage. So here white played nf3. So nf3 is actually little bit weak move here. So after this one, black played and takes e4. So still white has some advantages on the board. It is near about 1 here actually. Now white's correct move is bishop e2. If white plays bishop e2, then you will see that white can do castle quickly, but still black is facing development issue in this position. But here white played queen e2. Now the game is equal. Why? Because white has development issue, then black has development issue. For that reason, this is equal here. Now you can see the position. Nothing is special for white here. When black can hold the position slowly here. So an f6, queen takes queen, bishop takes queen. Now and c3, the minor piece development, and c6, d3. d3 is slight dubious move. Actually, first white should bring the bishop, and then white should play d3. After opening the bishop diagonal, he can play this one. That is the correct system for the development. But when white played d3, you can see the bishop is blocked here inside the home. Bishop cannot go out, which is very special diagonal for the bishop here. But okay, it is still equal, you can say. Now d5. So trying to open up the bishop diagonal and trying to develop the bishop, which is okay. d4. It is mistake move by white here. Actually, in the opening you have to be too much careful. You need good preparation in the opening. In this opening we can see that white and black, both of them are doing some mistakes in the opening. So here why d4 is not good. First of all, you can see that white played pawn once. After the again white is playing the pawn, so twice he's moving the pawn, so wasting some moves here. And not only for that, after playing d4, white is allowing black to come on b4 here to attack on this one. So here black played this one, now attacking on this pawn and trying to create knight fork here. So here there is only one move for white here, bishop d3. You can save everything here. If white goes here to save this pawn here, then it is not that much strong, because bishop f5 is coming here attacking on this one. So how can you save the c2 pawn here? You have to come back. Look at the backward development, which is a very passive position for white here. And black can do long castle. It is very strong development. So here white can lose the game actually, according to the position here. So let's go back. So here after n b4, white played bishop b5. So bishop b5, actually it is unnecessary check, you can say. So when means it is better to play directly the bishop here. You know you have to save the pawn anyhow. So here after bishop b4 c6, so black got one tempo for attacking on the bishop. So at the same time black is gaining one extra move, you can say. So bishop d3 come back, and now n takes d3, which is very good move played by black here. C takes d3. Now black has very good advantage. It is advantage is now 1.30 on the board. Now let me explain you why computer is giving advantage to black here. Reason number one, black has bishop pair advantage. You can see that in this position bishop pair is very important. It is going to be open game, that's why bishop pair is very important. So it is one of the good advantage, bishop pair. One more thing, you can see that white has double pawn. For that reason also black is getting some other advantages. At the end game black can put some pressure in this pawn structure, so it is very bad condition of the pawn. For that reason, two reasons, black is having some winning advantages here. But it is not that much easy to hold the advantage. Black has to be a little bit careful, and black has to play each and every moves properly here in this position. So here bishop b4, bishop b4 is okay, but better was to play bishop f5 or short castle, means at least development. So bishop b4, maybe he has some reason to create the pin or some other logic here. So bishop d2, unpinning this one. Now here still it is black's advantage, but black made one mistake here, bishop takes c3. Now I hope you can understand why this is mistake move by computer also, because after bishop takes c3, black is losing his bishop pair. It is one of the advantage black is losing here. Now bishop takes c3. Now game is equal here actually. Black has slight advantage, you can say. Short castle, we have short castle. Then we have rook e8. Immediately black is controlling the file, so black is following the strategy of the game. So some principles, you know, control the semi-open file. At the same time, in future black can put some pressure on this d3 pawn by playing this one, which is good. Now rook e8, immediately challenging the rook. So white was telling that I will not allow you to control this open file, to control the space on the board. Immediately white is challenging here. Now these two rooks are not connected, so for that reason the best move was bishop f5. Immediately connect the rooks, because it is attacking, at the same time attack on this pawn, which is very good strategical game actually here. But here black took the rook, which is not a good move actually here. Then you can see that black is losing this file, open file here, but still it is okay, it is equal. Now g3 is the mistake move here. So black was trying to keep some space for the king here. Now black forgot that there is one principle, that keep your rook on the second rank or the seventh rank. So after g6 there is one weakness created on the board. You can see that rook e7 can come, it can put some pressure on this seventh rank here. So it is common strategy of chess, we can say here. So here white played n e5. So it is white is missing the opportunity actually here first white should play this one and then n e5 to attack on this pawn, which is very good strategy. At the same time, it can keep some pressure on this one, and this bishop cannot be developed for this pawn only. So it was good advantage for white, but white missed the advantage here. Now h5 is trying to advance his pawns. Then we have bishop d2, bishop g4. Bishop g4 is a slightly dubious move here, so better was to play bishop king g7 or a6. You can say bishop f5 is also okay, bishop f5 is also okay. At least it could attack on this one to make the knight busy on this pawn. But here, after bishop d2, bishop g4 was not that much strong, so n takes g4, which is correct decision by white. Then we have n takes g4. Here again it is winning for white. Why? Now white can play rook e7, one of the good strategy on the 7th rank. Even bishop g5 to control more space, to try to trap the knight in future. So many other moves are there. So here white played h3. Okay, it is third recommendation here. Now an f6 and bishop g5, which is a wrong move. Again the correct move was rook e7 here. Now bishop g5, then rook e8. Here it is one of the good move in this game played by black here. So black was thinking that he is losing this file. Black was thinking that the rook is coming on this one, the rank. At the same time he is attacking on my knight. So here black played one nice move that, okay, you want to capture my knight, no problem, I will challenge you. If you capture my knight, I will capture your rook free of cost here. So here white captured the rook, then black took the knight here. Now this exchange, actually this rook exchange is good for black here. In this position you can see that white has pawn structure weakness here. But so knight versus bishop, it doesn't matter here, but pawn structure is very important. For that reason black has some advantages on the board here. Now king f1, you have to bring the king on the towards the center here. So king g7, king g7, okay, you can play, but f6 also one of the good move here. So king g7, then king e2, then we have n d6, king e3 here. Now n b5, n b5 is the actually mistake move, we can say here. The correct move was f6 to stop the bishop diagonal, or we have an f5 check, and then we can take the pawn free of cost here. If you play an f5 check, so this pawn is gone. Suppose an f5, the king is forced to go back here, and then you can take this pawn free of cost. So it is winning for black. Actually for human it is the best move here. Now here n b5. After n b5, we can see that the knight has no good squares on the board. You can see these squares are blocked here. Now if white block this diagonal, white control this diagonal, then the knight will be stuck, the knight will be trapped here. So here white played g4. White missed the opportunity actually here. So white should play bishop f4. Then you can see that the knight is going to be trapped here, and in future after a4, black will be losing the knight here. It was one of the good opportunity for white, but here white was trying to break the pawn structure, I think. So white played g4, h captured g4, h captured g4, and then f6, bishop h4, g5. Now bishop g3. Now it is good advantage for white here. You can see that the knight squares are blocked here. So I think black was not taking care of his knight. I think he forgot maybe. Now black has only one correct move. He has to play f5 to bring the knight back, but then also it is slightly advantage for white actually. But at least black can save the knight here, that for tapping the knight here. Now king g6. Here it is easily winning for white. White has to play only a4 pawn move, and then the knight is tapped. You can see that knight cannot go anywhere on the board. Knight is gone here, so white can win the match easily here. So maybe had time pressure in the game. It is rapid tournament, so white missed this opportunity. White played f4 here. Now advantage is gone for white, so it is equal here. So g captures h4, sorry, g captures f4, king captures f4 here. Now this pawn is gone, so n takes d4 again. Now it is advantage for black here. Now black is going to win the match. Advantage is now minus 1.46. Why? Because black has material advantage on the board, you can say. Black has 1 point extra, and this knight is now better than this bishop. This knight is too much active now here. So king e3 was played here. Now the correct move is c5 to support the knight, and then slowly advance the pawns in the game. But here black played nc2. Okay, that is also correct. Nc2 check, king d2 attacking on the knight, then nb4, so attacking on this pawn here. Now a6. After a6, black has only one correct move. The knight has to go back here, and then nc5. So black has to maneuver his knight here. But here black played one blunder move. Black played n a2 here. Now you can see that the knight is trapped inside. So pawn structure is trapping the knight here. At the same time, king is also helping to trap the knight here. Now the knight is boxed in, you can say that. Now white, it is advantage for white, 2.93 here. King c2. King c2 is the mistake move. Actually, white should not play his king that side first. It is not going from his hand. Knight is trapped here. Here, what is the problem? The king is coming here to capture this pawn. After capturing the pawn will be passed pawn here. That is the problem. So here, the only one correct move for white was bishop f4 to stop this square. Now you can see that king cannot come anywhere, the upside here, and then slowly white can win the match here because the knight is trapped here. So step 1, step 2, so white king can take the knight here easily. So it is very easily winning here. So I think white was also a little bit rushing here. So white played king c2. Now the game is equal here. King g5, king b1. White was thinking that if I capture the knight, maybe I will win the match. But here king takes g4, attacking on the bishop, bishop d1, and then nc1, c3, which is not good move. Actually the correct move was to push these pawns. At least black can try to fight for a draw here, but now white is winning the match here. You can see that white is bringing the king to stop the pass pawn. King e3 here to stop it. Now b5, these are not good moves actually here. Bishop f2, so the pawn is blocked here. So here when black will be losing all moves, that time this pawn will be gone. So here c5, you can see b3. White is just playing waiting moves here. Then pawn takes pawn, pawn takes pawn. Now you can see that black's moves are going to be finished here. So d4. Now white blocked another pawn move. This pawn move is blocked. This pawn move is blocked here. Now this pawn only remaining. So white is playing a5. Now black has to play only one waiting move. So black is playing bishop e1 here. Now this pawn cannot be saved here. This zugzwang for black here. So black has to leave this pawn. So take the pawn. Now it is easily winning for black here. Sorry, white here. But okay, in this game we got some good lessons here actually. In the end game, both of them played really well in the middle part of the board. The end game, black made one small mistake. Otherwise, it was a draw match actually here. Now it is winning. After that, obviously white won the match here, and the game ended was queen. The game ended with queen checkmate here. I think, yeah, it was queen checkmate. Okay, but it was a very nice game played by Nilesh and Aaryan. I hope they will play some other good games in our next tournament. Bye everyone.